नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Tanidars, Kotari, everyone who are sitting with us all over the world through Nityananda TV, Sadhana TV, and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha cities sitting with us through two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha, Thiruvannamalai Puduvai Adinam, Kolalambur Adinam, St. Louis, Houston Adinam, Hyderabad, Guptakashi, Warrington, UK, Singapore Adinam, Charlotte Adinam, Alice Springs, Australia, San Diego, Hyderabad Adinam, Columbus, Sri Lanka, Ohio Adinam, Oklahoma Adinam, Toronto Adinam, Phoenix Adinam, Phillip Island, Australia, St. Louis Adinam, Seattle Adinam, Surrey, Canada, Guadalupe Adinam, Oman Adinam, Los Angeles Adinam, Montclair, California, and some more cities. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. First thing I want to tell you, Kumbh Chalo. Till we go to Kumbh, I have no other message other than Kumbh Chalo. I am so full of Kumbh. See, in any field, human beings are convinced, they express their excellence. That is why I always tell people, there is no such thing inefficiency exists. It is your non-dedication, non-commitment, constantly thinking, how can I live without getting involved? That only is inefficiency. People many times try to tell me, lying through the teeth and tongue. That's the right word I use, lying through the teeth and tongue. Oh, I am an engineer, how can I do this job? I am not educated in calling people and enriching. Relax. No such thing as inefficiency exists. Please understand. I'll repeat again. You can never be inefficient because of lack of knowledge. No. You can be inefficient only because of lack of passion and interest. You can never be inefficient by lack of knowledge, because there's no such thing as lack of knowledge exists. When you don't want to get involved, when you are not convinced to get involved, when you don't have a passion to get involved, when your dedication is insufficient, you dragging your life is called inefficiency. No country, no civilization can imagine you will make a temporary tent city for 10 crore people and they will come and stay there for 55 days comfortably without crime and without any disease breakout. And most important thing, nobody goes without food. I don't know how many of you know. In whole Kumbhaghat, never food is sold. Already our camp in Kumbh Mela started the Annadan. Started the Annadan. I have not even reached there, still I have time, so many days. But already team is working and Annadan started. And not only that, whatever money is required for the whole Annadan, maybe we will be feeding till the Kumbh Mela ends. Next, I think, two months. The whole budget, more than 50% donation has already come. Then understand, first thing, not only all the gurus take the responsibility of feeding the pilgrims who come, devotees also support them unquestioningly with money. It is like a whole consciousness. The guru, disciples, organization, everybody takes care of everybody. You can never bring this kind of a excitement and inspiration using any other concept among the Hindus other than enlightenment. In some countries, people may gather in this scale and do good work for football or some disaster relief work or in the name of the nation. But this country expresses such a deep passion, completion, fulfillment, efficiency, because this whole nation is convinced about the science of enlightenment, importance of enlightenment, necessity of enlightenment, need to work towards enlightenment. This country, you can never organize few thousand people in this country without a stampede. But here, 10 crore gathering, not only you won't expect any stampede, people will walk so sincerely and go and do their snan, means sacred bath and puja, everything, and come back. Not even the alignment, which order who goes is changed. Kumbh Mela. Actually, Kumbh Mela should be looked through the various contexts. If you understand and decode Kumbh Mela, you will decode the whole DNA of Indian Hindus. I can say generally Indians. You will decode all Indians. It is not gathering of poor people or beggars as these secular fellows claim. It is gathering of consciously rich, decisive people. Decisive people. That's the right word I'll use. They decide their simple life. They decide what they want. They decide how they should be. They decide what their freedom is. They are not accidental. They are decisive, conscious people. They are not accidental. They are decisive, conscious people. Kumbh Mela. You understand? You need to actually experience it directly and decode. If you are interested in Vedic tradition, as I said yesterday, Kumbh Chalo. Don't give any reason. Don't give money as the reason, it can come. Don't give time as the reason, it can come. Don't give wife as the reason, you can even have one more. Don't give husband as the reason, you can even have one more. But if Kumbh goes, it will not come back. So before Kumbh goes, you go to Kumbh. Anything goes, but let Kumbh not go. Understand? Anything goes, but not let not the Kumbh go. Actually, I have decided yesterday, all my sannyasis will attend. I'll see to it that they come as a shift. One batch comes and they finish the first Shahi Snan and come back and take charge, and the other batch which is supposed to be here should come for the next Shahi Snan, because many of the Mahants, they can't leave the ashrams and branches. So I told the Sri Mahants to work out, organize it in such a way, one batch can come for first Shahi Snan, 13th, finish the Shahi Snan and fly back, and the next batch can come for the 18th Shahi Snan, because unless you see Kumbh, you don't know what is sannyas, and you don't know what is Hinduism. You won't know what is Hinduism. Only when you experience the Kumbh Mela and see the strength of the renunciation, this poor mind will disappear. Many times, unconsciously, you surrender to poverty of mind, the poor mind. You take up that as a solution for your problems, unknowingly, unconsciously. Kumbh is the solution for all this. I have seen sadhus. Whole Kumbh they will be sitting and doing tapas. Whatever. When visitors, devotees come, they give a lot of money, they drop coins. They will keep all that in a bag. Before the Kumbh Mela ends, they will organize Bhandara and distribute everything to other sadhus and beggars and go away. They will go empty-handed. I have seen many Mahants who receive so much dakshina, means money, pranami. The last phase of the Kumbh, last 10 days of the Kumbh, actually last 10 days of the Kumbh Mela, sadhus don't accept Bhandara from devotees or outsiders, because sadhus will be giving Bhandara to among each other. All the Akkada sadhus, they will be giving Bhandara to other sadhus and feeding, giving food, annadan, and doing annadan, everything, because they will spend everything. They will go empty-handed. There is a tradition that you can't carry anything, you should not carry anything back from Kumbh Ghat. How you came, you should walk out like that. They won't take anything back. They'll give everything back and go all alone. I've seen many Mahants and Mahamandaleshwars, they won't even carry one shawl extra. One shawl. If they have come with 2 sets of dress, or 1 set, or even without that, they will walk out same way out of Kumbh Ghat after 55 days of Kumbh period. You need to see all of that. Only then you will get out of this civilizational sannyas. Understand? Even my sannyasis, you need to get out of this civilizational sannyas, where you will have clean housekeeping items, this, that, for this one, 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 this one. Only the color change. Otherwise, literally living the same hostel life. You need to get out of that. Need to see in your life, oh, this is not there, okay, that is not there, okay, this is not there, okay, what am I going to do? You need to see that consciously. Till that conscious richness happens, sannyas doesn't happen. I have seen so many of my sannyasis consciously rich, who had all the wealth, everything a man can ask for, and gave up and took sannyas. And I have seen them, wow, I used to feel, I still feel, wow, what a pride for sannyas. See, when you are rich in your consciousness, sannyas feels pride about having you. Even for an householder, once in a while you need to enjoy sannyas, experience sannyas, because that is such a freedom. Nothing like it. Such a freedom. Nothing like it. This is lifestyle of Indians. Anybody criticizes Kumbh, they are criticizing the way we live. They are attacking what we believe. They are attacking our lifestyle. Understand? Going to Kumbh is the best gift. Consciously, you can give it to yourself. That's the biggest conscious gift. So, Kumbh chalo. Don't miss giving this great gift to yourself. Coincidentally, this time in Kumbh Mela, Ganesh Chaturthi also is coming on September 17th. Best place to celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi. Ganesh Chaturthi in Kumbh Mela with Swamiji. All right. We don't have much time to sit and talk about anything else. We'll have to go and prepare. So, again, the essence of today's satsang, Kumbh chalo. With this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999 www.nityananda.org www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation